Rosalynn Carter made her final trip to Jimmy Carter Presidential Center in Atlanta on Monday as her family and the country began a 3-day memorial service for former First Lady, the Georgia native and global humanitarian, on November 19 at the age of 96. After brief ceremonies, the Carters' hometown of Sumter County in South Georgia, Rosalynn Carter's body was taken by motorcade to Atlanta, where she will rest peace at the Jimmy Carter Presidential Library and Museum. The wreath-laying ceremony took place here at the Rosalynn Carter Health and Human Sciences Complex. From there, convoy began its journey towards the capital of Peach State. Here hundreds of people gathered to watch Georgia's steel Magnolia convoy pass by. Route of Rosalynn Carter convoy announced the library was open from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., offering public the most direct opportunity to pay their respects during 3-day memorial service. 2 funerals will be held for invited guests, on Tuesday in Atlanta and on Wednesday in the Carters' hometown of Plains. We just wanted to pay our respects to the Carter family. They are an amazing couple, Melanie Brasher said. Former President Jimmy Carter and Rosalynn Carter attend church on Easter Sunday at Maranatha Baptist Church on April 20, 2014 in Plains, Georgia. As people prepared to say their final goodbyes to Mrs. Carter, many shared a favorite memory or story. Mr. and Mrs. Carter have been a part of my world since he became governor of Georgia. When Jimmy ran for president in '76, that was my first vote, Drennon said. To me, they were an example of someone who lived his destiny and knew how to be a leader and a servant to the people. I had the opportunity to meet both of them several times, said Randy Hubbard. Elliotte and his mother, Larrietta, traveled from Kentucky to pay their respects. I love Jimmy and Rosalynn Carter. They were my favorite president and first lady, said Reed. 13. Reed said he first met President Carter in 2019, when he was teaching Sunday school in Plains. He says he has become good friends with the Carter family ever since. Reed says Mrs. Carter's death hit him hard. It took me a while to get myself together after I found out. It took 2 to 3 days to stop crying and think about the happy times we had with them, Reed said. Visitors say it was an emotional night. As we passed Mrs. Carter's flower-covered coffin, it was time for reflection. It was very quiet. People were paying their respects. As we walked through the library section, everyone was taking it in, reading it and paying their respects to the former First Lady, Chad Hunt said. Library and museum staff joined members of the Carter family during a private passing ceremony held earlier at the Carter Center. Mrs. Carter was remembered as a person who led by example and rarely asked others to do something she would not do herself. She treated everyone with respect and dignity. She was unpretentious. She never seeks recognition for